So, you made a statement earlier about the, uh, the unfortunate people that were born in oil-rich countries and third world countries and whatnot. I believe that we're not necessarily the good guys in a lot of situations. Granted, I would um, go so far. Before I digress, I would go so far as to say, I support my country. I support my troops, not because I agree with what America's doing, but kind of in the sense that if I go to a bar with my best friend and he looks at a guy's girl, someone else's girl, and you know they don't take kindly to that, and my friend's in the wrong, but I'm not gonna let him and his 10 buddies jump on my friend, and I might get on to my friend after the fact for, doing something stupid and making a wrong choice, but I got my brother's back. That's just my, you know, it's just my thought process on that. So, I mean, I support, American troops. Majority of them they're not over there with the intent of, oh, yeah, we're working for the corporations to make the oil, you know, um, billionaires more money. That's what we're here for. I mean, there might be some people that understand what a lot of the wars are really about, but majority of them are, genuinely over there because they have, a silly notion that there's nobility in serving their country and protecting people, and so I 150%, I support my troops and those who have served. Um, and I'm not ignorant about some of the nature of Islamist belief systems. I know some cool Muslims. I had a buddy. He's from Bosnia, and blonde hair, blue eyed, read and wrote and spoke fluent Arabic, Bosnian, English. I mean, just smart as all get out. Like he was locked up for. I mean, he got locked up for trying to smuggle guns or something. I don't know, but I mean, beyond that aside, um, he was a cool guy, and he wasn't like a terrorist or anything like that. It had something to do with funding a civil war in Bosnia. Blah. Anyways, I'm not going to go any further on that note. He was just cool, uh, but I mean, if you look over in Britain and look at the stuff going on with a lot of the Muslim immigrants that have moved over there. The way they're pushing to take over areas. I mean, they got these bombings on these trolleys that are happening over in um, Russia right now. I think one just happened. Uh, Hold on, let me see. One just happened. When was this? Uh, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. And like 14 were killed or something like that. But it's like the second or third one. Um, all um, all because it was a Muslim faction trying to carve out a block of Russia for themselves by force. And they're threatening to kill people and do all these suicide bombings to disrupt the Olympics that are coming up. Just to make a statement. You got these Muslims marching around in the streets over in Britain, trying to enforce jihad or not jihad. I'm sorry, Sharia law um, in these in British streets. Um, there's a cool website. It's a cool Facebook page. It's British Infidels, I think, like that. I think that's the name of it, British Infidels or something. But you know, I came across them randomly because I like to check out a lot of different American Patriot sites, and Facebook suggested it, and they had to, or I saw a link or something. I don't know. Anyways, but man, it's amazing what's going on over there. And I mean, if you check out the stories, because the media here in America doesn't necessarily cover all the stuff that's happening over there. That's um, um, in this media blackout, they tell us what they want us to know, and um, really, we're only allowed to perceive what they say we're allowed to perceive. But uh, they've got these guys, marching around the streets trying to enforce Sharia law with businesses, and you can't sell this or you can't do that because it violates Sharia law, and they're not actually. I mean, hell, they're not. they're not in. Uh, they're not in an Islamist country, but they're basically trying to bend it and make it yield to their perspective and their religious perspective, and I'm definitely not pro-Islam, as a general rule. They've got some pretty morbid belief systems, you know uh, marrying little girls, mutilating women, girls, cutting off their labia. I know that's not all factions of Islam, but that's some pretty twisted, sick shit. And so, I mean, it's not just a cut and dry answer. I mean, I can say, yeah, our government's doing some crazy shit, and my sympathy goes out to some of those countries because a lot of what they're doing is, it's all about money and oil, but and there are some wrongs done over in those countries, but man, at the same time, I don't believe that they're all totally innocent. Nobody's totally innocent. Human fallacy, right? So, you know, the um, the Muslims, Muslims are tripping, especially when they come over into these Western countries, Britain, America, and there's areas where they, open their mosques and try to, invoke Sharia law. I dare say at this point in time, I can't say where America's going to be at in a few years, but I dare say if they tried to walk down the streets of my neighborhood trying to enforce Sharia law and a mob of Muslims, they would get lynched. Um, and I'm not, and I don't mean that from the perspective of white men in sheets. I mean, blacks, Mexicans, whites would lynch those bastards because I mean, and I say enforce Sharia law. I mean, like over in Britain, they're like threatening public lashings and beatings if they don't comply with Sharia law, and these pussy ass I'm sorry, pardon my language, but yeah, these pussy ass Brits, not all of them, not all of them, mainly the lawmakers, they let it go down. They strip the British people of their rights to carry and conceal. I mean, oh man, did anybody see the video of the black guy that just like decapitated and mutilated that guy in the street? And there was like people walking around and people taking pictures, and I mean, nobody stopped them. That bastard couldn't have done that in America. Win, lose, or draw, somebody would have shot that son of a bitch here in Texas. Somebody would have whooped that dude. They would have took him down. He would have been hurt real bad, if not killed. I don't care if he's got a big ass butcher knife or not. Uh, I, I got a truck. I will run that bastard over. One way or the other. And for the record, I think that was some pretty pansy stuff that everybody let that go on for as long as they did over there in Britain, and let that poor individual get killed by those radical Muslim guys right in the middle of the street, public view. You saw the video. You YouTube that shit, man. People are just like walking by. It's like, really, seriously, yeah. Um, Crazy shit, and stuff like that's happening here in America. It's not as drastic, but they want to take it in that direction. I'm pro Second Amendment, just for the record. I believe Americans should have the right to defend themselves. It's not about hunting. We shouldn't be restricted on how much ammo we can or cannot contain, how big our clips can be. Um, it's supposed to be protect yourself against tyranny. and so I support it. But just thought I'd throw that out there in the midst of my rambling. Um, that's it. Hey, 10 minutes have gone by, and I didn't mean for this to be that long. I was just thinking about what I said earlier when I mentioned, third world countries and oil rich countries, and I've got my opinion view, and it might seem like it conflicts at times, but in general, you know, I am a multifaceted individual. I'm not one sided, so I've got a thought process that crosses the span of numerous different areas and opinions. And, if my opinion conflicts with another opinion that I have, there's a middle ground in there somewhere. I don't usually talk out of turn, and if there is a conflict in something I say, I'd be more than happy to uh, break it down in more depth. Anyways, yeah, 11 minutes have gone by. I should probably shut up. I talk too damn much. Uh, that's it. Uh, I'm gone for the rest of January 1st. Y'all have a good one. Later.